One is near Corona or Roswell, and the other. Okay. 3 months before, on August 7th, 2004, many people saw a UFO at the city of Tikul. Tikul is in the middle of the jungle, and around 30 kilometers away from Uxmal. You remember the big sacred city of Uxmal, probably the second more important in the state of Yucatan after Chichen Itza. And this is what they saw.
Órale. Sí, lo estás filmando. Sí. Carito. Síguelo, 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 síguelo.
Here. Same object. Looks. It's exactly the same object. This is 80 kilometers, 50 miles from Mérida, just 3 months before. Not too many times two videos from what appear to be the same object have been recorded. And I think this is one of them by two different witnesses. And this, I believe, proves both sightings, because this time was not in a big city like Mérida, which is not big, as by the way, is 1 million people city. Well, you have it.
¿Sabes qué? Está bajando, está bajando, está bajando. Está bajando, primo.
The video doesn't have the same quality.
Sí, es que tú quédate filmando, yo sigo por allá por los árboles esta vez. Sigue filmando, voy a buscar.
And there is another more video that I don't have. Supposedly they were going to send it to me. They haven't. Recorded on December 12th with the very, very same object. Now it's water, it's life, intelligence. Okay. I think that the video camera, especially the infrared, the one that can record at night, with the night vision cameras, and the digital cameras, now are allowing us to get pictures of something that we knew it happened in the past, but there was no way to prove it. That's the presence of these creatures. First, I'm going to present you this case that I received from England. This happened at the end of 1999. It seems that one person was able to record 4 minutes of video of creatures walking in the backyard of his house. Somehow, some way, this video finished in the hands of the military, who didn't make any single copy and sent that tape to the US, to the military in Area 51, according to the information I have. However, they kept 6 still pictures with these creatures. Can we prove they are real? It's very difficult because we can prove there are no tricks in the image, but it's very difficult to prove that something that is not moving is not a model, is not a dummy. Whatever, I believe this story has, how can I say, has a line, is believable because you can follow what happened there through these 6 stills. These stills were kept in a computer. This computer got a virus. For some reason, the military couldn't get rid of that virus, and they asked some specialists to come and clean the hard disk. They did that, but they found the images and they robbed the images and they present them in a site. The name was insidior.com. That was in the internet for a few weeks or months and suddenly disappeared. Fortunately, they sent me this from England, and that's the reason I have it here, and I want to share it with you. In the first image, we have what it looks like 2 creatures communicating. The image is not very clear, it's a little blur. Even though we can see that there is some communication, this is 31 seconds and 13 centésimas after the beginning. This is the frame number where this was taken. Then 36 seconds later, we have this creature making some analysis in the film. We can see if this is a dummy, it's a very good dummy because you see the tails in the head, in the muscles of the body, and you see many details. And it looks like it's moving some kind of object from the hand to make the analysis. This is not very clear. If you are going to fake something like this, you could make everything very clear. But now, you see how this is becoming clearer and clearer. And here is very clear the object that is moving this creature. You can see details in the head. If this is a dummy, it would be a very expensive dummy because it's natural size and it's flexible. Why would you create a dummy like this if this is not going to be presented? Not too many people know about this case, even in England or United States. Very few. In this image, you can see just 7 seconds later, a creature comes to a fence. It's like the man with the camera was surprised by this creature and moved the camera. You can see the center of the shot in the camera right here, not in the creature. In the next shot, which happens 26 seconds later, You can see the creature is moving and now is looking through the fence. And this man, of course, he's trying to hide and looking through the holes in the fence. This is 26 seconds later. It makes sense. Next image. You can see the creature now is turning. And this happens, and it's going away. This happens 34 seconds after the last picture. And now we can see that the creatures are leaving, and this man is standing. Now he feels secure. He comes up and look at them through the camera, and you can see the triangular object that seems that is coming for them. What would be the reason to hoax something like this? You have to have a motivation, even it's money, credit, or to make fun of people. Nothing of those have been really, it seems now, the motive. Now, there are 50 people in a party in Monterrey, Mexico, and suddenly somebody said, who you say, a zorrillo? Somebody, skunk? Skunk? Skunk came to the party. Then they said, oh, we need a lamp. Somebody has a lamp? Nobody had a lamp. Then let's use the flash of a camera. Every time they heard the noise of the skunk, they took a picture because they put the flash there because they wanted the skunk to get away, and at the same time they wanted to see where it was. Then every time they did that, they kept a picture. Next day, they saw strange things around the farm. Again, you cannot prove this is real, but at the same time, if there were 50 people there, some of them, I am very sure, would speak and say, it was a joke, don't believe them, whatever. Nobody has said a word, which made me think that this really, really happened. In the next shot, we see some of these so-called orbs, and this thing going away. Something strange in the bottom is this black color, which is really, really black, blacker than anything else. It seems that there are no pixels there or nothing there. Why? Then we think this creature is dematerializing, disappearing, or something. Somebody said, no, that proves this is a hoax. And I think it's all the opposite, because if I hoax something, I wouldn't present something which is just half painted. Would be stupid. I mean, to be discovered? Come on, Jaime, finish your work. For that very same reason, I think it's real. And in this one, this man is saying, look to the animals inside the place, the corral, or whatever. And this man, Ivan Geraldo, who has the camera, hears the noise in front of him, and he sends the flash in front of him. And next day, when they saw this, they discover that this creature seems to be very, very close. Again, you cannot just prove by these pictures that this is real, but I said, if this is true, it's going to happen again very soon. And just a month later, Art Bell presented this in his website. And the story tells that one man was using an infrared or a night vision camera, still camera, in a cemetery. Probably you've seen this picture before, or some of you have. You can see that the picture is not well framed. It doesn't seem like a hoax It doesn't seem like. I am not telling you it's not. But again, there is no motive. If someone took this for money, he didn't get any money. He didn't get any credit. He's not laughing about us, how stupid we are to believe this is true. And that is why it makes me think that really this could be real. We analyze the picture. The pictures in general are okay. They are not hoaxed. The pixels seem to be related to the rest of the picture. We have done that, but we cannot know if this could be something else. But if this is a dummy, it was big, expensive, for no reason. Now, in Juarez City, near El Paso, where there have been so many sightings, you saw a UFO from 94 there, but many people have talked about encounters with creatures there, even little kids. Many kids from a school in 97 said in the daytime they saw these creatures. In 95, 2 men said they saw 11 creatures like this. They described them. And when I got this picture, I took this picture to them, and they said, it's exactly, Jaime, it's exactly what we saw. This was taken by a little girl, 14-year-old. When I went there to see her, she was in the hospital in coma. I didn't know why. The family asked me kindly to leave. They didn't want, and I understand, their daughter to confront anything regarding this phenomenon because she took not just 1 but 3 pictures. They didn't give me the 2 other pictures. This creature is partially behind the leaves here, and it seems to be real. I don't know. But then I took this to these people, and they told me it's absolutely real. Identicals.
Ni vuelta de hoja, Jaime. Es lo mismo.
It's just the
Es lo
same.
mismo. Son los mismos seres.
It's just the same.
Manos largas.
Long leg, long arms.
Ojos rasgados.
The eyes.
El color blanquizo.
The color.
Fluorescente. Es lo mismo.
Phosphorescent is just the same.
Largo. El cuello muy
The
largo.
neck is long.
Chaparritos.
Small.
Es lo mismo, insisto.
It's just the same.
Son los mismos seres que nosotros vimos
The
hace
same
8
creatures
años.
we saw.
Aparte de comentarios, ¿verdad? Surgieron recuerdos.
We had
al
memories
verlos.
when we saw these
De mi parte
pictures.
surgieron recuerdos al verlo de que pues, era el mismo.
It was just the
Era el
same.
mismo.
Nobody knows. That's what I asked the family, and they said, we don't know. We don't know if it's because something else or because something happened that day to her. And I said, well, I have friends in the U.S., friends who are specialized in this. In MUFON, I can find some friends who can come here and help her. They didn't want to, and I couldn't do anything. As a matter of fact, I don't know. They didn't answer my calls any longer. I don't know if they moved their telephone. They didn't answer any mail I'll send to Samael, who was the cousin of the girl. They just didn't want anything to do with it. I think they blame the phenomenon for what had happened to the little girl. And I thought that they didn't want me there. Probably they felt I attract this or something. I don't know. It's like if your daughter and something happened like that to her after she takes these pictures, and you don't want to know anything about that. Unfortunately for me, I hope with time, I have insisted a couple of times, if I can see the girl or if I can receive the other 2 pictures at least, I would really thank them for that. But something happened 1 year later in May 2004 when this man took this picture. He sent this picture to Brian Bike, with an email in Spanish. He used a name, it was anonymous. He said he was Pocholito Perez. We in Mexico know Pocholito Perez, it doesn't mean anything. And, but he said he didn't want to be ridiculized. He didn't want to say his name. He didn't want anything. And he sent the picture. And Brian Bach sent me that because he thought this was in Spanish, probably it was in Mexico. And yes, it was in Mexico because this is a Mexican car. This is a Jetta built in Mexico, 90 or 91 or 92. We saw the plates, and the plates were from the state of Chihuahua. And this is very typical of the Mexican cars. And we could establish that this was the state of Chihuahua. Then, since this happened in an area, since there is an area in Chihuahua, which is Juarez, where these kind of things happen very often, because of the way this man is dressing, his looks, because he sent this to a Canadian, not even an American or a Mexican, a Canadian. I believe he has friends in the border who know about this phenomenon. He doesn't know a thing about it. And that's why it was sent to Brian Bike, who is a very dear friend. He sent me this. We were able to make some clarification in the pictures. And then we saw this. It's not a picture, or if it is, it's a dummy, or it's the real McCoy, as you say. Because it's three-dimensional, because it has shadows and everything. It's very similar to the one in the cemetery. Very similar, I'm not saying it's the same, but for me, I have the feeling that this is really real. And no one has discredited this so far. Then we had this image from Chile, probably you know about it, from Parque Forestal in Chile, May 2004, when this man took a camera and he took this picture with a Kodak, and it's completely moved. The picture is not good picture, but at the same time became very good picture because affects also the subject, which is this little creature here. You see a policeman going and a policeman coming, and just in the middle of both, this thing is running fast. They didn't see it. They were interviewed. They never saw anything. When we contrast this, we were able to see right here. Oh, let me. Here, this is the frame. As you see, it's moved. Then this was not added to the picture. It was just there. And here you can see it has some kind of a suit. The head, it doesn't have any hair. It seems to be moving very fast. And it's interesting, very interesting. Nobody knows what it is. It's not a kid. It's something strange, very strange.
It could be that it moves so fast that we don't.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. I want to present here what I call, I'm not a specialist in the crop circles, But I have become very interested in the messages that are received every month of August. I call them the messages from August. Why? Because after all the figures every year, there are some messages which seems to be more important. They have a deeper message. What do I mean by that? Not too many people have taken in consideration what happened the 13th of August, the year 2000, and then 13th of August 2001, 16th of August 2002, and finally 10th of August 2003, and 3rd of August 2004. You remember this one? It's three-dimensional, but we made an analysis. We put a Gaussian filter, 6.6 pixels. What did we get here? Look, this is the original. When you put this in here, you see how half of the face, the right side, is getting light, and the left side is obscured by the nose. It looks like the source of the light is here, illuminates the whole right area. Under the mouth is you can see shadow. You can see shadow coming from the nose. You can see around the face light and dark. It is like if this creature was alive and using some kind of technology create that in the field. Why is important? Because I think they were trying to communicate, to tell us what they were going to do 4 days later. And we had this incredible message here, the 17th of August 2001. I don't know why this didn't receive the attention that it should, because it has so much information in here. You remember this one? We sent this through Arecibo, Frank Drake and Carl Sagan, 16th of November 1974. This is binary code, and it's a message. And now, if we compare this to the other, we see that the mathematics, the mathematical system is the same on Earth with 10 digits than for them, which proves that the mathematics are universal. Then the atoms of life, humans with the hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and phosphorus. And these creatures also have silicium. Silicium is correct? Silicon in their body, which I think is very interesting. Then we have the DNA, the chemistry of the DNA is just the same in both ways. Everything that is in ours is in theirs. Desoxyribosas, I don't know, I can't pronounce all those chemicals in English, I'm sorry. I'm limited. Now you have the structure of the DNA in the mother side. It's just the same. In the father side, these creatures are telling us here they are hybrids. The human genome is compared to this genome 1,048,000 series of nucleotides less developed than theirs, which proves that they are so much older than we are. Here is the size, is 1 meter and 76 centimeters. They 1 meter or their form or number 4,294 that we were in 74. Now we are 6,500 billion people. And there is a discrepancy. Some people say here it says 5 billion, others said 24 billion extraterrestrials. I don't know, whatever. This is interesting. Our position in the sun, third planet from the sun, and they are in the third, fourth, and the moons of the fifth planet. Could be their own solar system, but it's 9 planets here, and this would be the Earth, Mars, and the moons of Jupiter. It seems like all these planets or satellites have water. Interesting. I'm not saying anything else. That's it. No problems. Here is the Arecibo radio telescope, and this is exactly what we saw in the figure of the 13th of August, the year 2000, remember? Then it is like if they told us, we are going to send this message, be ready. We are going to send the answer you are waiting for. Then they told us, we are the ones who are sending that, and then they send the answer. I went to England the 16th of August, the year 2002, and I found something for me incredible. For them, the investigators in the United Kingdom said, oh no, Jaime, that's publicity for the movie, science. But the size of this is 120 meters in size, 80 meters. You have to be there to understand that this is impossible to be created in one night. What you see here, it's people. Look, just look this incredible disk with a binary code message. You can see also here that it's three-dimensional. It's almost invisible, but it's three-dimensional. And it's like he's giving us this message. What it says in this message, it says, you know that, beware of the, beware of the bearers of the false messages and broken promises. Then, much pain, but still time. Then, believe there is still good out there. We oppose deception, and the conduit is closing. I believe it's a warning around something that is going to happen soon, probably some other creatures. And I'm sorry. Three different experts did that. I am not an expert in binary code. Three different experts. I mean, I could give you the information, but I didn't do it. But why did I consider that to be truth? Because three different people in three different countries working separately arrived to the same conclusion. Here you have the August the 10th, 2003 figure. I believe is a molecule, and I think this is an important message. We haven't been able to know exactly what it is, but I hope soon we are working with the university, and I hope soon we will have a proposal. And finally, we have here the August the 3rd figure that is called the Mayan calendar. As you know, this is a remaining that by December 21st or 22nd, 2012, we are going to come to an end, to an era. And this is going to be the beginning of a new era. We are hearing now that by 2012, the seas are going to be rising because of the melting of the poles. We are hearing so many stories, but what I think is that this is real, and that this, whatever intelligences are telling us now, is that probably we should watch out around 2012. Climatic, probably the sun is going to rise. Remember, we have a solar maximum. Some people said it's going to be an explosion like the one we had on December 27th, just after the tsunami. You remember what happened? We have a big explosion through our solar system from a neutrino star far away. If they are telling us now that we should watch closely the knowledge of the Maya, probably we should, and probably that's an explanation why so much is happening in Mexico. I don't know, it's just a possibility. This figure is incredible. This is the Kukulcano Quetzalcoatl figure right here, and the numbers suggest cycles of 500 years, 520 years, and 5,200 years. The Mayan calendar lasts 5,125 years every time, and that's going to finish 2012. Began 3,114 years before Christ. Whatever it is one of the most beautiful figures we have ever seen. We received this from some people, some scientists, that proposed that by year 2050, there were so many areas in the world underwater because of the melting of the poles and the climatic change. I don't know, I am not an expert here, but it's a possibility, and we, I believe, should watch out. There are some areas emerging, and most of the areas go underwater. If that is the message, it's going to be a very powerful and difficult message, and it's going to change humankind. Now, 31st of March 2003, something very important happened in the volcano, Iztaccíhuatl. It was snowing all night long, and in the morning, people saw this message in the snow. This is a big message, 400 meters long, 100 meters wide. This was presented in television, and we found that this was all Hebrew. Why all Hebrew in Mexico? Probably to attract attention, I don't know. They are not symbols, they are letters with numeric equivalence. The writing is all Hebrew before the Masorah. The letters are Kabbalistics, and because of some letters are not very clear, we propose 4 different options. However, just one of them was considered to be true. This is the first. Then the Joker will be born. It doesn't make any sense. Probably for some of you does, I don't know. Then on the 9th, remember Hebrew, you read from right to left. On the 9th, the deprivation will be born. It doesn't make any sense. The 9th of what? Wait a moment, my friend. And then the offense will be born. It doesn't make any sense. And then the fourth one, that is the real possibility, but I wanted to present it all to you. On the 9th, the dragon will be born. The dragon, what it means, the dragon? I asked my friends Britt and Lee Elders, and they put me in touch with Shirley MacLaine, who is a very good friend of mine, and we sent this, and she sent this to the people of the Bible Code. And they said, okay, the dragon for the old Hebrew meant the knowledge. Then it would be read, on the 9th, the knowledge will be born. And the 9th, for the Hebrew, it meant the number of the serpent. Then, you read here, in or on the serpent, the knowledge will be born. What the serpent could mean? Probably an area or region in the world. Because these appear in Mexico, one. Because Mexico loved the serpents from the past. Because there are more serpents, variety of serpents in Mexico than any other country in the world. And because the serpent is in the national symbol, in the national flag, probably this could be read. And it's not because I am Mexican. In Mexico, the knowledge will be born. Is this what it means, the whole thing, the whole spectrum? I don't know. But if this is true, then probably we would receive signs in the sky, signs like it happened on the 14th of January and 31st of January 2004. Can we raise the sound, please? Please. I want to finish this presentation by remembering that beautiful thought that appeared on this Winchester face that says, believe there is still good out there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
May I get your picture?
Yes.
Well done. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Me hiciste llorar.
¿Sí?
Jaime, you outdid yourself. It's fantastic.
Oh, coming from you, my friend, is an honor.
Muchísimas gracias.
No.
Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias. Gracias.
How do I get copies of that?
It's going to be here.
Available starting after the banquet and then on into tomorrow.
Thank you.
I was supposed to have left.